Can you say hi? Are you gonna help with this? Because I guess it's a unique family focus Mother's Day thing. Oh wait, shoot. Kids, what day is it?
Happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day!
Hi, church family. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi, church family. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers at Shelton Nazarene Church. We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Say hi, Shelton Church of the Nazarene.
Hi, Shelton Church of the Nazarene.
Stay over here with me, Lily. They want to see you. Is your brother Callum gonna be part of this, you think?
Yeah, he will.
You think he'll come over here?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. He really
Come on,
likes
Callum.
he really likes that box over there.
Yeah, he loves it.
He's pretty interested in what's going on in the box. Callum, are you gonna join us? No, he's just looking at us from a box. I know, bud.
Hi, Landon. What are some of the things you love about your mom?
That she is very kind and she always does the right thing. And that's basically all.
Thank you. What are some of the things you love about your mom?
I love how she cooks, how she plays with us, and how she loves us. Thank you.
So I wanted to ask you guys, what is your favorite thing about your mommy? What do you love about your mom the most?
My mama cuddling with me. And I like Mommy did a pencil thingy.
What do you love about your mommy?
A fishing pool.
A fishing pole?
Yeah.
What do you love that your mommy does for you?
Making me dinner.
You like that she makes you dinner?
Yeah.
Can you say something nice to your mommy? Can you say, I love you, Mom?
I love you, Mom.
Jackson, say, love you, Mama.
Love you, Mama.
Okay, hey, let go of him, let go of him. Jackson, can you say, love you, Mama?
Love you, Mama. Love you, Mama.
All right.
Today's family focus, this is what that looks like, I guess, right? Kids, I guess you're gonna help me with today's sermon. It's also Mother's Day, so we wanted to say thank you to our mothers. Even though your mother might be nearby and watching this, what's your favorite part about your mom? Like, what is the coolest thing mom does?
She makes really good food and she cares about me, loves about me, loves me.
Loves about you and loves you, yeah. Lily, where are you going? Stay over here. What do you like best about mom?
Can you tell me something?
You can't ask her to tell you. Callum, you just put your foot in front of the camera. Come here. You saw Callum. Callum, what's your favorite part about mom? Boxes. Come here. Come here.
She gives us surprises.
Lily, what's your favorite part of mom? What does mom do that's the best thing ever?
Going on a date with her.
Going on a date with her? What does that mean? What do you do?
Maybe we can get ice cream.
Maybe we can get ice cream? Oh. Callum, what's your favorite thing that mom does? Why do you love mama so much? What?
I run an errand.
I don't know what that means.
He likes running errands with Mom.
Come here and say it to the camera.
Errand.
Come look right here and say it.
Moss.
Don't turn the pages, please. Silence is helping too.
Moss.
All right, let's get to it. I guess this is time where we're going to try to do the Bible stuff. Here, you hold this one. See how this goes. This morning, we're talking about Into the Unknown. We're talking about what it means to be the church in times of uncertainty. And CityAlight is over it. Do you want to go to Mom? Here, let him just crawl around. Let's read it real quick, and then I want you guys to tell me what you think it means. You ready? This is the Bible. What number is that? John 14, 1 through 14. We're not going to read the whole thing because of this. Don't be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. My Father's house has rooms to spare. If that weren't the case, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? Jesus is talking about God's house in heaven. What do you think it's going to look like?
I don't know.
Well, he just said, my Father's house has room to spare. If that weren't the case, would I have told you I was going to prepare a place for you? When I go to prepare a place for you, I will return and take you to be with me, so that where I am, you will be too.
What if there's like tables because it's like a party in heaven?
Well, what do you think? You think it'll be like that? Will it be really cool?
Yeah.
Lots of good food
like
and
there's
stuff?
parties.
So, question
Lots
though.
of good food.
In heaven, will you guys clear off your plates, or will mom still have to do it even in heaven?
We don't clear off.
You're going to clean off your plates in heaven? You think so?
I don't think that will happen. I think that will
Okay.
move.
But here's the part. Here's the part that's really what we're going to focus on today. Because Thomas, and later on, Thomas is called Doubting Thomas. What does it mean to doubt?
I forget. No. I doubt you can do it.
So what does that mean? What does it mean to doubt?
I bet you could do it.
If you have doubts about something, it means you're not sure. It
I
means you don't think it's going to happen.
please.
Oh, we're going to have cheese now? Are you going to join us? This is why I go hiking in the woods. You know you're going to be in it for a split second, right?
I was.
The family focus doesn't go a whole lot smoother at the church facility itself, does it? So doubt means you're not sure. Thomas wasn't sure Jesus actually died and rose again, but this is before Jesus died on the cross in John 14. But Thomas was already showing that he was kind of going to doubt. He said, Thomas asked, Lord, we don't know where you are going. How can we know the way? See, Jesus asked Thomas and other disciples to follow him. He was asking Jesus to go, or Jesus was asking the disciples to go where he went, but then Jesus was going to say, hey, I'm going to go and prepare a place for you in heaven. And Thomas was like, wait, I don't know what that means. Where are you going? What are you doing? So he was following. Well, he didn't really get what was happening. And Thomas was a really, really kind of question-filled guy. Are you a question-filled guy?
Who?
Are you a question-filled kid? Do you ask lots of questions?
Yes, I'm very curious.
You're a very curious kid. What about you? Do you ask lots of questions? So if I was going to tell you to do Simon Says, and I said, hey, go with me to this place, and you didn't know where it was, would you ask questions about it?
Yeah.
What kind of questions do you think you would ask?
Like where are we going? Which place is it? Why are we going there? Whatever place it is. Why would we go to whatever
What's
place
probably
it
the
is?
most common question you would ask? Would it be the fabled, are we there yet question, or how long until we get there? Which one would you ask most?
How long? Yeah.
I got Lily's just going to eat cheese in the middle of this. So what's interesting is Jesus was kind of the biggest deal in Thomas's life. Jesus was a really big deal, kind of like moms are big deals for kids, right? Whenever mom goes to work, do you ask like 17,000 questions about how long she's going to be gone and how many nights she's going to work and whether or not she's going to work or not? And then if she's sleeping in bed at home, you're always asking, where is mom? What's going on with mom? So was Jesus kind of like as big a deal to Thomas as mom is to you?
No.
Callum, no big deal. We're just trying to do a family focused sermon. So you want to not be so loud? No. This is going about as well as I thought it would. Anyways, right now, are we doing church different?
Yeah.
But do you think Jesus was asking us to still be the church, even if it was a little bit different?
Yeah.
Let's not touch that, Callum.
Because of the corona.
Because of the corona.
Can I get water?
Yeah, you can get water. Are you going to stay with me now, Lil?
Yeah.
So as we talk about this into the unknown thing, Thomas asks really important questions. And he says, but where are you going, Jesus? How are we supposed to follow you? I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what's happening. And of course, Jesus being this big deal to Thomas and the disciples, he's the natural person they would ask. Thomas once again said, Lord, we don't know where you are going. How can we know the way? And for me, this is going to get less family focusy in a second. It's probably the question we can ask ourselves today. Do you need to do that right now?
I want to end the video a little bit.
Snoot snack. I ask myself this question often as I'm trying to figure out how to even do sermons. this is a weird time for the church. This is a time for us to really ask ourselves, what are we doing and why? Sai, are you going to try to grab... Oh, Sai Foley just grabbed the camera. Oh. We're rolling, continuously rolling with it. He's still grabbing it. You want to grab him?
Hi, Karen.
To prove the point further, this is uncharted territory. Sit up and look at the camera, kid. Sit up and look at the camera.
His hair is like almost as dark as your shirt,
Yes,
Dad.
thank you. Shh. Okay, just one kid now, right?
Uh-huh.
Can you listen the best out of all of them, maybe?
Yeah.
Sometimes when mom and dad ask you to do stuff, do you have to be told more than once, though?
No. I think. Like I should.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Like,
you
I
shouldn't be.
should.
You're right. But that's kind of what's going on with Thomas and Jesus.
I
Because
thought you meant like,
whether you should or shouldn't be told more than once? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thomas was asking Jesus because guess what? Jesus had told Thomas to follow him and to follow him wherever he went. And Jesus was about to go somewhere where Thomas wasn't sure how to follow him. And he was saying, hey, Jesus, I don't get it. I don't really understand what you want me to be doing because up until this point, I've sort of followed everything you said. I get it. You did some cool stuff. You fed a lot of people. You healed some folk that were sick. You did all these miraculous things. You told me to do this, that, or the other, and it made a lot of sense. But now you're talking about stuff that I don't understand. And you're asking me to follow you into the unknown. Do you know what the unknown means? What's the unknown mean?
it's where people really don't go that much.
Unknown isn't a place necessarily, but kind of.
It's kind of like what Lily watched on Elsa, where they sing.
Oh.
I don't like that sound.
So I think someone at church actually pointed that out to me the other day, Bud. What is that song called?
Into like on Elsa.
Yeah, on Frozen 2.
I can't remember.
It's called Into the Unknown. Can you sing it? Into the unknown. You don't. You're not gonna sing it, kid? Why not?
Like
So where was Elsa going?
to a place where no one has been.
Somewhere she had never been, some place she only had heard of, right?
Mhm.
But did she really know how to get there? Or did she
Sorta.
just have to trust what maybe she was told about it and try to hopefully figure out where she was going? Now we're outside on the deck because Callum continues to decide to be as loud as possible, but that seems appropriate for a family focus service. But Thomas's question, Lord, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? John 14:5. Oh, that's a good question for us to ponder today. Thomas is specifically touching on this question of salvation, of where he will go in the next life, of heaven, of paradise, of living with God for all eternity. But for us, it takes on perhaps another meaning, because in the meantime, while we are here on this planet, trying to be who God has called us to be the church that we talked about last week in Acts chapter 2, verses 42 through 47, we are pondering our own questions of where are you leading us and what are we supposed to do? Now, normally on a family focus service, what do?
We all of the kids get to come up.
Talk louder.
All the kids get to come up and sing with everyone else that usually sings.
You get to lead
Lead
the music some, right?
Mhm. And get those
Ramacas. I like ramacas better. Get the ramacas.
Get that. And then start singing them, and then we're singing.
And then we sing. What else do you guys get to do? Do you help with the sermon sometimes too?
Yeah.
Right now, other kids can't help because you're the only kids that live with Dad, right?
Mhm.
So since you're the pastor's kids, you get to help with the sermon whether you like it or not. But you kind of want to, right?
Yeah. Well, next time you go on the mountain, can I help you with this?
You already did that for the Easter one, remember? Yeah, we'll do it again. Anyways, since it's not our normal, usual setup, it is this unknown thing that we're doing. We're kind of continuously asking, and as the pastor of the church, I am regularly asking, where are we going? How can we know the way? This question is on my mind all the time. And I know this isn't a normal family focus gathering. Sometimes we try to just cater to the kids the entire time. So if your kids have left and are bored with this video, it does not hurt my feelings. But I'm going to ask all of us as a church some tough questions to wrap up this time. And I know it's short and sweet. That's kind of what we try to do on Family Focus anyways. In the coming days, I'm going to ask you to do some things that might give you pause and make you ask similar questions. What? Where are you going? What are you supposed to... How can we know? I don't get... Why is this... The questions may be never ending, possibly. But we're going to take a step of faith that perhaps Jesus has called us to do some very basic and simple things in this time of the unknown, in this time of waiting, in this time of just what is going on, questioning time, in this time where we have all sorts of questions about the virus. What is it called?
The coronavirus.
We have all sorts of things that we're wondering about. Questions like, why don't we get to go and hang out with our friends, right? You ask that a lot.
Yeah, because I really want to go next door with our other friends.
I know, we have neighbors.
Wyatt. I can't remember all the other ones. I mostly...
It's okay. Maybe they won't see it and they won't be offended that you don't know all their names. But you want to be at school with your friends. You want to see your friends at church. You want to be able to go out and be with people, right? But right now we have to do this weird stuff because we don't want to spread the sick around too much.
But at least I get it to be with another time, just me.
Yeah, you did. But still, we can't go to children's church. We haven't been able to do summer fun in the sun. We haven't been able to do a lot of stuff because we have to be at home. But the interesting thing about the home, and something that I want us to all prayerfully consider moving forward, is that is where the church began, and that's where it still can exist. So in Acts chapter 2 last week, I don't know if you were paying attention, bud. I don't know if you heard me say, but the church started in people's homes. Did you know that?
Why?
Because what Jesus said the church is just when people get together. So when people join together and they're talking about Jesus, that is the church. It's not a building.
Oh, just like how before we lived in our old house where Maya lives now, it used to be like a church.
It used to be the church in an actual home, yeah, but even before that, even a long time, even 2,000 years ago, yeah, that's a long time ago, people just were in each other's homes, and they were doing things together. They were eating food together, they were hanging out together, they were praying together, and they were reading the Bible together, and that is what church was. So I wanted to take today's sermon and, in part, make it an announcement of sorts. Say the future of our church gathering may look like gathering in homes. And it's not going to be a replacement. It's not going to be it will actually potentially be a permanent thing, but it won't be a permanent replacement. It'll be something that I hope and pray becomes part of the norm of our gathering. So what's cool about gathering in homes is the home is where you eat food, right?
Mm-hmm.
We ate some pretty good food last night, right? Do you remember what we had for dinner?
Steaks!
We had steaks. It was real good.
Because it was a very hot day.
It was hot and we had a barbecue. But it's also where we fellowship. Do you know what it means to fellowship?
I forgot because we haven't been in church for a while.
Well, you don't have to go to the building to know what fellowship means. It means where you get together with other people and get to know them. So do you know everybody in this house pretty well?
Yes.
Name all the people that live in this house.
Lily, Callum, Silas, Dad. Can I say your actual name?
You can say my actual name.
Josiah, Caitlin, and Kason.
And Kason, what about all the animals? Can you name all those names?
Bunny, Sammy, Mando.
And all the chickens change names almost every day, huh?
No.
You have a couple that you've named. What are their names?
Eagle. Eagle Felicia, and I can't remember the other ones' names.
Well,
They're like black ones.
Can you be in a person's house and not know their name? Is that even possible? If you went to someone,
you just met them.
maybe,
you
but
know.
if you spend time in someone's home, are you gonna probably learn what their name is and get to know them really well?
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a house with people, do you normally eat food too?
Yes.
If you're in a house, do you even sometimes pray with each other, especially at meals or at bedtimes and stuff?
Yeah.
If you're at home, do you sometimes even study the Bible together and read the Bible? You have a kid's Bible that we read with you a lot?
Yeah, and you have like a grown-up Bible.
Yeah, it's right
that
here.
You do. That you do with also the church.
I do all that stuff. Sometimes we can even do even cooler things if we gather in homes. So Daddy thinks, and this is what we're telling the church, we think that maybe it's best for us to start gathering in homes with stay-at-home considerations, but I'm going to write a more concise letter, and I'm going to post it on the website outlining exactly what our goal and plan is. Because this is unknown times, church family, and I get it. I don't fully know what to do half the time with even recording a sermon, whether I should put it on Facebook or not, because Facebook's always messed up, whether to put it on YouTube, how to do it, how much time I should spend editing, how long it should be. There's just so many unknown questions, and we could spend so much time debating so many of the intricacies about constitutional rights and whether we should be able to assemble and how to do this, that, the other, what the CDC says. Moving forward, though, and taking seriously what the scientific community has to say about what is safe and healthy for us to do, we can still meet with 10 or less people. And we can meet in homes, and we can do all sorts of things together as a church family, and we can start to gather in a new way that we can continue doing even if we get back to some sort of version of normal in the future. But since we don't know how long that'll take, since this is such an unknown thing and there's no one that seems to really have any good black and white, this is when we can get back to normal date in mind, for the time being, we're going to start to imagine together what it looks like to meet in homes. And we're going to help you do it. So in the coming days, we're going to be talking to folks who are interested in having people meet in their homes, who are willing to do what it takes to make their home safe, to have extra Lysol and toilet paper and all that jazz. And we're going to work with those folk that are interested in actually hosting some gatherings on Sunday mornings and maybe even throughout the week as well. And we're going to work with them to try to make sure that everyone in our church family has a home to meet in. But we could use your help doing that as well. If you're interested in either helping or hosting or making food, let us know. You can shoot us an email at our church email. You can message us on our church Facebook. But this is something that we can do here and now with the stay-at-home order in mind. I'm going to write more details about that in a letter to the church. But this is something that we can do in this unknown time. Like Elsa, she knew that she had to go in some direction. You remember what direction it was?
No.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Like,
I was supposed to go north because it was cold and frozen, right?
well,
I don't know, maybe not. We'll discuss Elsa later. But Jesus has kind of an interesting response to Thomas if you look at this passage. He talks a lot about the way, the truth, and the life, that no one comes to the Father except through him, that it all hinges on Jesus. And for us, in the most simple and family-focusy way, I think Jesus' answer to us is we know we can do one right thing now. That there's about 1,000 decisions we could potentially grapple with and wrestle with and wonder about and be all caught up about. But there's one right basic thing we can do right now, that we can focus on the good things we can do now, and that good thing perhaps is figuring out how to gather together in some small way, in a safe way that allows us to still see each other's faces, so that not everything has to be on Zoom, not everything has to be on camera, but that we can still gather together in ways that honor God and are the church. So if they gathered in homes way back 2,000 years ago, do you think we could do that again today? Do you think church could be at home for a while?
Yeah.
Does that sound kind of cool, though?
Yeah.
What if we could have people at our house and other people could go to other houses and we could still be together and still be the church, just a little different? You think we could do that? Do you think that would be a good thing?
Yeah,
One good thing we could do right now?
What about the old people?
I'm sure they can go to people's houses too if we make sure we're safe and wear masks and maybe wear gloves and people bleach everything.
But do we have to kind of stay 6 feet apart from people?
Daddy's going to write a whole bunch of stuff in a letter to tell people exactly what they should do, but that's exactly what we're worried about, is making sure people are safe, but we still want to be a family that lives together, and we still want to be able to spend time together, because the best part about the church is people being able to get together, right? Mm-hmm. So the one good thing that maybe Jesus is saying we can start to think about doing in this unknown time is figuring out how, in some small way, maybe in a new way, in a way that's a little different than normal, we can still be the church by gathering together. You think that's a good idea, something we can try to do? Mm-hmm. So on this Mother's Day, we can tell all the kids out there to say thank you to their moms for making their homes awesome, for making their lives better, for making their boo-boos go away and eating their food. Callum, come say hi real quick. We had to go outside because of you. You better show your face. You got a gremlin hat on. Show the gremlin hat. Yep, that's the calendar. No, don't. In some small way, we can be the church still. We can tell our moms we're thankful for their moms for making our homes so awesome. And maybe we can make our homes even more awesome by letting them be the places where the church meets in this time of the unknown. Does that sound good? Mm-hmm. Go let the chickens out, because guess what? Dad's done with his sermon. I know, we're done. It's okay, we're done. Say bye. Bye, Shelton Church of the Nazarene.
Bye.
Say, I'm so frustrated my brother's going to let chickens out.
Bye.
Bye.